Runaway train. One morning, Station Officer Steele asked Elvis to make him a cup of tea in a special mug. "No problem, sir," said Elvis. I'll bring it to your office when it's ready." But while he waited for the kettle to boil, Elvis knocked the mug off the table. It smashed into tiny pieces. "Oh no," cried Elvis. Meanwhile, at the Whole Fish Cafe, Bronwyn had made Gareth some lunch. Nipper sniffed at the package. "Down, boy," laughed Gareth. "Come on, I need to get the Pontypandy flyer ready for action. I'm taking the children up to the mountain today." "I can't wait," said Mandy excitedly. Back at the fire station, Elvis was in a sticky mess. He had tried to glue the mug back together, and now there was glue everywhere. "Where's that tea?" called Station Officer Steele from his office. Coming, sir," said Elvis, rubbing his sticky hands on his bottom. Station Officer Steele marched into the room and saw his broken mug. "Cridlington!" he growled. Elvis leapt to his feet, but the chair was stuck to his bottom. "Oh no, I've glued myself to the chair," cried Elvis. "I'll pull you free," said Officer Steele, grabbing the chair, but the chair was covered in glue. Now Officer Steele was stuck too. Meanwhile, Gareth had arrived at the train station. He hung his lunch on the brake lever in the train driver's cab. Soon the platform was full of people waiting to go on the train. "All aboard! All aboard!" cried Gareth. "How exciting!" said Mrs. Chen. Boring more like, moaned Norman. Gareth suddenly remembered he'd left his flask of tea on the platform. He ran off the train to get it. While Gareth was gone, Nipper crept into the cab. He tugged and tugged at Gareth's lunch bag until clunk, the brake was released. The train puffed out of the station without a driver. Gareth quickly made an emergency call to the fire station. Elvis and Officer Steele were still stuck to the chair, but they had managed to waddle over to take the message. Then Elvis held the microphone as Officer Steele put out a call to Fireman Sam and Tom Thomas. Fireman Sam and Tom jumped into Wallaby One and flew to the railway station. "You have to stop the train before it hits the buffers at the end of the line," said Gareth. "We don't have much time," said Tom. "Let's go, Sam." As the runaway train steamed up the mountain, Norman noticed that the cab was empty. "We don't have a driver," said Norman. "Brilliant! Look, someone's swinging from Tom's helicopter," said Mandy. "It's Fireman Sam." "Cool," said Norman. Fireman Sam landed on top of the carriage and raced towards the cab. He jumped through the open window and pulled on the brake. The train screeched to a halt just in time. "Hooray for Fireman Sam!" cried Mandy. "Awesome," smiled Norman. Back at the fire station, Officer Steele and Elvis were still in a pickle. "You all right, sir?" asked Fireman Sam. I was demonstrating how firefighters should stick together," said Officer Steele. "And now we're rather stuck to this chair. Can you unstick us, Sam?" Fireman Sam and Penny laughed so much they almost fell on the floor. "I won't forget this sight in a hurry," chuckled Fireman Sam. The end.